Hey y'all, welcome to Big Texas Bossin, the show that spills the Texas tea on bossing up, tossing coins, and living your biggest and best life on your own terms. I'm your host, Lalanii Wilson Jones.
It's time for Big Texas Bossin with Lalanii Wilson Jones. Spilling the tea on Bossin Up.
I'm so excited to have my boo, my go-to glam master, and my special friend as my special lifestyle segment guest. Welcome, Miguel of Dallas.
Woo! Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you. Miguel is a creative director and beauty expert with an illustrious client list including Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, Erykah Badu, Big Frida, Gabrielle Union, Jasmine Sullivan, LaToya Luckett, Michelle Williams, Nike, the NFL, and of course, your girl, moi.
Yes, my favorite of all.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and talk wigs and wigs versus units. We have a lot to talk about, guys.
We do. I'm so excited to have you. And I do want you to explain, you led into it a little bit, the difference between wigs and units, discuss the costs and maintenance, and really get under those wig caps and see what the girls are working with.
Yeah.
We're going to drop all the jewels, so make sure you grab a notepad, a cocktail, and listen all the way through the end of the show because Miguel of Dallas is who you want to hear it from.
We are snatching wigs, folks.
Yes. Miguel is a big Texas beauty boss. In my idea, he's a big worldwide boss in beauty.
Thanks.
He was voted Dallas's beauty expert by Local Love Awards. And although he is a multi-talented beauty guru and my favorite makeup artist ever, he's here today to dive deep into the wonderful world of wigs. The global hair wigs and extension market is estimated to reach revenues of more than $10 billion by 2023, growing at a compound annual growth rate of approximately 9% during 2017 to 2023. And my man, Miguel, is here to get the coins and tell you what you need to do. So, Miguel, what do you think is the driving force behind the demand for wigs and extensions?
I like really nice things, and I'm sure other people like really nice things. To get those things, you need money. To make money, you got to look like money. I help you look like money.
You do. I'm living proof.
No. So the wigs are a way to like escape. And escapism isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know,
Right.
Sometimes we need to leave our reality, create a new one, or leave to be someone else for a day or a night, you know?
Right.
So with
absolutely.
wigs, it takes sometimes 5 minutes to completely transform. And I've pretty much mastered, how to do that, I think.
Absolutely. I would agree. Your talent is definitely there and
you.
definitely warrants
Thank you.
noticing by the
Thank you.
entire world. Let's talk about the difference between a wig and a unit, kind of clarify some of the beauty terminology for those of us sisters who just like to sit in the chair and don't know the difference and let you all do your thing.
Okay. The main difference between a wig, and I'm quoting one of my clients who I love dearly, the main difference is about $1,000. A wig is something you throw away. A unit is something you give to your daughter and she gives to her daughter. You know what I mean? We have units that are in museums. We have units that are pharaohs and, people in history wore. In Europe, they're big. They've always been a part of all culture. You know what I mean? So
Right.
now
So a unit is a legacy to you.
a unit is definitely the legacy.
Got it.
And a wig is something that stinks and we throw away after it mats. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm joking. No. They're basically the same thing, though. We have different terminologies for them. But within
Okay.
this trendy realm, wigs are not expensive.
Right. Well, let's talk about what makes them expensive, the difference, and how units get up there.
Okay.
From texture to color
Yeah.
what is it, the style? I don't know. How does the magic happen, and what rises the price on the magic?
Our main price variables are where you source the hair, the type of hair you have. You have naturally processed hair. you have natural hair, you have processed hair, and with natural hair, it is what it is. It's cut off someone's head and it's cleaned and it's provided to wig makers, and we make wigs. And then you have processed hair, which kind of has that same process, but sometimes they mix synthetic fibers or they perm it or make it look presentable, but it's not naturally that way. So there are some advantages and disadvantages of both. With natural hair, the elements, if it gets wet, it's affected. With synthetic hair or some processed hair, if it gets wet, it looks exactly the same. So it just depends on what you're going for. But definitely natural hair lasts much longer than anything processed or synthetic.
Okay, and we hear the girls talking about the inches.
Inchy on them,
Talk to us
inches.
about that and how the inches raise the price.
Yeah, so it's based on weight. 4 ounces can be a lot of shoulder length hair, or 4 ounces can be really thin hair that touches your waist. You know what I mean? They're both 4 ounces. So if you want something touching your back and really full, it adds up quickly. So I definitely think that knowing what looks good on you, and some people have an expensive eye, but when they see that price tag, it gets shorter and shorter. To end up with, you can have a bob mentality and waist length money. You just like bobs, or you can have a waist length mentality with a bob budget. You know what I mean? So we really have to figure out what works for us and what we're going for. But I love that so many women are being more daring with their looks and color and length.
Well, let's talk about everything is big in Texas.
Ooh,
so if you're doing big Bossin and you've got 4 bags and we're going for some inches, how much are we looking at a wig from you?
Woo! Check
Roughly.
out www.miguelofdallas.com. I don't know when this is going to come out. I may raise my prices the day after I leave here. So I don't want you guys to misquote me, but you need to have unit, wig versus unit. You need to have unit prices.
So is this like income tax refund time, or is this, can the working girl afford it?
I have clients who reach out to me once a year when they have their tax return, and I feel honored that they work so hard and they're able to, splurge
Absolutely.
or gift themselves with whatever, and they decide to spend that, money supporting me in my business and my art. So I really hold those girls near and dear, because they honestly care about me more than the Lalanies who has a closet full of units, and she forgets.
Oh, they care about you more?
Oh, way more.
We'll talk about it after the season.
No, but I think if you have $1,000, you should be able to get a unit that will last you 5 to 10 years if properly managed. But again, it just depends on what you're going for.
And what's your favorite natural hair?
My favorite natural hair is the coarsest of the most coarse, because it still can be straightened and silked out and has movement, or it can be naturally textured and big, which we all love big hair here in Texas. So I do love like coarse Indian hair, and specifically Indian hair, because if you go across the globe and you see different textures with Indian hair, we're able to manipulate the hair to fit all types of women, from all backgrounds. So
it doesn't discriminate.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I definitely would suggest Indian hair if you decided to get a wig or unit.
Okay, tell us how to maintain the wig when things are getting wild for us. We might be doing different.
How wild?
Hey,
Okay.
I don't.
There are levels to
I don't
wild.
kiss and tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you're a mildly wild, like, okay, I'm going dancing, because that's pretty wild, but it's, it's pretty mild. Okay. So if you're going dancing, that type of unit is gonna be affected by the heat and the sweat. And of course, there's moisture from all of that. So around your neck is affected the most by that. When you move your shoulders, it's sitting on your neck. So you have to make sure you're brushing your units out with a paddle brush or a wide tooth comb. No, every day, every time you wear it, you need to have some type of brush or comb in your bag or in your purse, in the car, somewhere near you, because you don't want it to mat or tangle. Now, if you're getting extremely wild, I'd suggest taking it off. Honestly, that would be my suggestion to preserve it. But if you cannot take it off, whatever you're doing should not take it off, so there has to be a balance, and we can sew a unit down, and some people even glue units down. I'm not a huge fan of glue, but it definitely works. And the only reason I'm not a huge fan is because I don't like to throw units away or get rid of them, and the glue definitely wears it down, and also it's held to clean.
Well, I will say for myself, I'm a sew down girl.
Lalanii is a sew down girl. So whatever wild encounter she's having, the unit will survive.
They've survived. They have survived everything.
Whoa.
Yes. So tell us, how do we take care of it after all of that? Maybe we did go dancing, and then the next day it just doesn't look as good. Or maybe we've had our unit for a long time.
Yeah.
And it needs refreshing.
Yeah.
So tell us about the magic in that.
If you are sweating often, you need to clean it often. So the more you wear it and live in the unit, the dirtier it'll get. If you use a lot of product, you're going to definitely have buildup, and that may work. If you always wear your hair wet and wavy and you add gels and mousse and all of that to it, you won't have to clean it as often. But if you are someone who likes to put heat, or you're a bone straight girl who likes really straight hair, any type of grease or dirt is going to manipulate, that style. So you may have to shampoo or go to a professional to have them shampoo it for you. I could spend all day telling you guys how to do that, but I'd suggest going on YouTube, because they have every video you need on how to clean and properly maintain your unit. But less is more. Less product, less shampoo, less manipulation with a brush will give you a longer lasting unit. Completely.
Awesome. What would be your top 5 tips for us? So if I'm new to wearing a wig, what do I need to know? The 5 basic things to get me through it.
Foundation. What's underneath the unit? Are you comfortable with what's underneath? If you are not comfortable with what's underneath your unit, keep that in mind when you wear them, because it definitely affects the overall look and feel when you have it on. If you have a ton of hair, make sure it's braided down flat or slicked back, so when you do put on a unit, it does not look like one. If you are wanting to switch up often, make sure that when you pin your units down or when you glue them down, you don't put too much product or use too much hardware like hairpins or clips. You don't do it too often in the same place, because it will definitely ruin your unit. That's 2. 3, heat control. Do not plug up your iron and go wash dishes or get in the shower or do anything. Plug up your iron. The iron should take about 30 seconds to heat up. So don't leave your iron plugged up and go and touch your unit with it. And also use a heat protectant spray. It's not expensive, and it coats the hair, protects it before the heat ruins it. The 4th thing, which is still very much important, if you can afford to not sleep in it, don't, because while you're asleep, there's so much tossing and turning we do. It could just, you can wake up not looking like you did when you went to sleep. And that goes, with your natural hair too. And the 5th thing that is really important is it needs to come from me or someone like me. Do your research. Stop playing and spending money on units or wigs that are trash because you got anxious or you had that extra money. You got tired of researching because you're not going to like it, and it's a waste of money. So definitely reach out to friends. If there's someone you went to school with and you can tell it's a wig or you can't tell it's a wig because it's so laid, hit her up. Find out her stylist. Look at who she tags, or go online and hashtag wig artists in your area. There's definitely a way to find the perfect person for you in your area, or get something shipped that's easy to apply.
That's awesome. And I know all of that, or a lot of it, because of the high level of care that my wig maker, Mia Atkins Jackson, takes of my wigs. She takes awesome care of them. And I've been able, fortunately, to build a collection of wigs that I've had for 3 to 4 years, all custom made. But how do you know when it's time to retire a wig? She refreshes mine, so I'm not in that boat. But a lot of people don't know when it's time or don't know what they need to do to update the wig. They think you buy a custom wig and you have the hair and that's going to last you forever, and it's not. So talk about when you know it's time to do something different. Right.
I think I better let it go.
Right.
Yes, a wig TKO.
Yes.
One of the first signs will be the lack of compliments you get. If you're not getting compliments when you first get the unit, that's already a sign. But if they decline as you wear it, something is not right. The unit is not looking natural. The hair does not have the right luster, or it does not look good. So you should already be researching how to find another stylist or how to get an appointment with that stylist to get her freshened up. Now, over time, it's going to wear. It's not natural. It's not a real scalp. It's not coming out of your head. So you do have to prepare to have multiple units. I tell people one unit can last you a lifetime, but you can't wear it every day. But if you had 10.
Well, I've seen ladies in the beauty shop bring in some hair and want miracles worked, and I've only seen them turn down a few. And say it's nothing left that I can do. But a lot of people get their hair, revived or try to get it revived. But sometimes it's genuinely time to just let it go.
Sometimes it's not worth it. If it costs within, just say, a 6-week or 3-month period, if it's costing half the amount you paid for the unit, if it's costing that to maintenance it, it's time to retire, resell, or dismantle and use it for something else. Sometimes if you have, real quick, let's talk the different types. You have a full lace wig, which is all 100% lace. There is no wefted track. You can add tracks for volume. You have a closure, which is a lace material that comes in 4x4, 5x4, different, measurements. And then you have a frontal, which is at the front of your hairline, ear to ear, and it could go 4 inches deep, or it can go 7 inches, like to the back of your head. Those are gold. We want that. We want that without holes. So if you had a full lace unit and the hair is shedded in the back, but the front is cool, turn it into a frontal. Okay. If you have a frontal and one side of it is matted, cut it in half and use it as a closure, So there are ways to reimagine the unit, and it won't necessarily be the same, but you don't have to throw it away.
That's awesome. And since you touched on it a little bit, let's talk about the difference in a lace wig, what the lace is versus whatever the other applications are.
Okay, so these wigs are handmade. It's a piece of cotton lace, Swiss lace. There are different types of lace material used, and they're all delicate, some more delicate than others. And what we do is individually knot the hairs, up to 5 hairs, but the more hairs you knot into one little square, the bigger the knot is, the less natural it looks. You know what I mean? So you knot the hairs on the lace. If they get wet for just, say, 48 hours, submerged in water in 48 hours, it's going to unravel. So the life of that knot is 48 hours. Every time you shampoo and get it wet and dry, it may be wet for 30 minutes.
Right.
So you just deduct that
from your
48 hours. And sometimes people, stretch that 48 hours, 20 years. Sometimes people wigs last 3 weeks before the lace is bald. So with that lace material, it could be 100% lace over your head, which is a full lace wig, or you can have, like the ear to ear frontal, which is lace in front and the tracks in the back, or a closure, which wherever your hair is parted, wherever that scalp like part is, that's where the lace and everything else are tracks.
Okay.
So the thing is, lace is delicate. So if you sleep real cute, not like Lalanii, and are delicate with it, you should do a full lace wig. If you want it pigtails where it needs to be a scalp showing from front to back, you do a full lace wig. If you like to change up your part, 1 week your middle part, 1 week your side part, you can do a frontal. If you don't change your part often and you need something extremely durable, you should do a closure wig.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
You took us to school with that.
No, it's a lot to take in, but it's worth doing the research.
It is. And one last thing, you touched on it at the beginning of our segment, but you were talking about the different looks. Should we name our wigs? Are they our girls? Are they our best friends?
They are your best friends. They can really transform your life. You can get married in this one particular unit, and in that unit, it could the best day of your life happen, or a beginning of a new life happen. So I suggest
you can do a wedding and a reception with 2 different looks.
Exactly.
You know how to do that. That was my experience in New Orleans. I did a parade and a party, and you had me laid.
Yes,
so.
I have a client who had a divorce suit, a $10,000 suit, and a $2,000 unit. And
right. She was ready.
She was ready, and she named that one of her personas that, she feels empowered by. So, don't feel limited with these names. They can definitely manifest great things or new beginnings in your life.
Absolutely.
What are some of I know your most famous one is Coachella.
Yes, Coachella.
You have Coachella, and what is this girl that you're wearing today?
Blondie.
Okay. Guess what color it is, guys?
And we didn't talk about your custom coloring.
Let's
talk about that, because I know you're very proud of your color work and your ability
that is my
channel.
favorite. Yes, I love
blonde is your specialty.
Blonde is my specialty. Yes.
What makes that so fabulous for you and fantastic?
There's been so much trial and error. When you get extensions, they're either dark or they're previously, colored blonde. And depositing color on extension blonde and natural blonde hair is just the most challenging of all color. And so I've had years where I've tried different formulas that did not work for me. And so now I feel, 100% confident and comfortable in achieving those looks. So I can find the right blonde shade for every skin type. And I'm also really good at just making it look natural, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. MiguelofDallas.com. I have all of that, so you guys can check that out.
Tell them where to find you on IG and Facebook.
I'm at Miguel of Dallas on both. I'm Miguel of Dallas across the board, and I respond. That's really me. Yes, I really look like that, guys. So yeah, I'm easy to contact, and I share the knowledge and wealth. So if you guys have any questions, info@miguelofdallas.com. I'll answer your email. Sure.
All right. Well, that sounds great. You can also look Miguel of Dallas up on the Big Texas Bossin channels. We're at Big Texas Bossin on Instagram and Facebook. And we've got the website, Big Texas Bossin. So
I'm so excited.
Yes, you heard from him live. You heard all of his answers. He is a wig guru. I love his makeup. He always touches up my hair when we're not arguing with the queen. Woo. And so there you have it, everybody. Look him up, channel him. You'll love him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for this segment. Thank you.
Thanks.
And today I'm thrilled to have a fellow fashionista as my special guest for this fashion segment. Fox 5 DC fashion contributor, celebrity stylist, custom designer, and owner of Hush Boutique, Tamara Hush Lee. Welcome all the way live from Washington, D.C.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
On today's fashion segment, Tamara and I are going to stress the importance of understanding and knowing that your lane is bigger than you. So acting as if and operating in excellence, even when no one is looking, can set you up for blessings beyond your wildest dreams. By the end of this episode, you will know when you need the expertise of the stylist, how the everyday woman or man can tap into their inner fashionista, and so much more. I'm so excited to have you, Tamara.
Yeah, thank you. I am honored to be here today. I want to get down to Texas, though. That's what I really want to do.
Yes, you've got to come to Texas.
Yes, absolutely. I do. Listen, I'm over this pandemic. I don't know how y'all feeling out there, but I'm over it. And I'm ready to start traveling and, things going back to normal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been too long. So we're definitely going to have to do some things different.
Yes.
So tell us about your love of fashion. I understand that you were an accountant. And
oh, goodness. I said, okay, well, if you paying, I'm going to school to study accounting. But I was miserable. I was, at school just thinking about fashion and, all of that good stuff. So I graduated with a degree in accounting. I got a great corporate job straight out of college, making good money. I mean, good money. Right. And I was sitting in my cubicle crunching numbers, but thinking about fashion. And I'm like, okay, this is not it. And I knew my calling. I knew my purpose. I knew what God called me to do. And I said, okay, Tam, we got to figure this thing out. And so I set myself up with a 2-year plan to simultaneously work my good job that had the benefits. Okay, you don't leave that good job now.
Right.
So I did that, and I started my boutique. Back then, it wasn't even online. I started doing shopping parties, and so I started my boutique right in the middle of my accounting career. And I said, I'm going to give myself 2 years. That's it, 2 years, and I'm going full-time entrepreneur. And so I did just that. I grinded. I worked hard on the evenings when I got off. Weekends, I would do shopping parties in different cities up and down the East Coast. And sooner or later, those shopping parties started turning into, getting big ballrooms. And, back then, the thing was that, I don't know if you guys remember Shecky's Girls Night Out. I'm not sure if it came down to Texas, but I know it was up and down the East Coast, where it was just a big girls' night out. And so I started my career doing that. It was a traveling boutique. And then after about a couple of years, okay, the numbers warranted itself. And I said, all right, now I can do it. And so I literally resigned, and I have been a full-time entrepreneur for almost 18 years now, 18 years. And so it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. But I am super excited. And just, I'm floored with the fact that I stuck with it, because a lot of us, we will get tired and we'll throw in the towel when things aren't going great in business. Right. And so if I had done that, I would have forfeited everything. And so right now I am able to make money in my sleep. Yes,
wonderful.
Do what I love, do fashion. And so this boutique business, now, of course, it's online, lovehushboutique.com, but it's birthed so many other streams of fashion business for me, which is now I am Fox 5 fashion contributor here in the DMV area, the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. I do all of the fashion segments live on Fox 5 News. And then I'm also a costume designer for movie sets. So a lot of the movies that you guys are watching on BET, and TV One and all those channels. I do a lot of the wardrobe for that. I travel with Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, JJ Harrison. I have a list of amazing gospel artists that I am honored to, be their wardrobe stylist. And so I do a lot of things fashion. That sounded like a whole lot.
Right, that is a lot. But let's talk about how you got into being a costume designer. Let's talk about that. Did you study that, or was it just a natural evolution, maybe from a client and you process over? And then how do you curate what you're going to develop as those costumes for the production?
So now this is funny. This costume designer is a newly title on my resume. I've been doing costume designing for movies for the last 4 to 5 years. It's almost 5 years. And so this wasn't even a title I was going after, which is funny. This came out of my sister's enormous vision. She was a book writer. And so when the industry started changing and we started putting down those hard books and everything started being digital, you know, you would now read magazines on your phone, you know, everything just started going digital. And the age of books were gone the door. She started turning her books into movies. And so she had all of this content from her books, and she's like, okay, well, now what's next? Let me make movies. And she said, I need a costume designer. She said, okay, I know you're a stylist, but that's kind of close. And she said, so now you're my costume designer. Just figure it out. Learn how to do it. And so she literally threw me in the water with that one. And it's been a journey. The first movie that we filmed was called Secrets, which is now on BET. It's on demand. You can find it anywhere. But it plays regularly on BET. That was the first movie that she filmed, and I literally had no idea what I was doing. I absolutely thought that costume designing for movies was just making everybody cute in the movies. And I'm like, okay, no. So it's all about the script. It's all about the characters. Clothes tell the story. I don't know if you guys, well, I know, you know, if you guys are fashionistas, then you know Sex and the City, some of the Devil Wears Prada, you know, all of these fashion movies. You literally can look at those movies and you're like, oh my God, the fashion is just so timeless. And so it's an art to merging the two, you know, making people be cute like we love to do, but then also making sure that it goes along with the storyline. And so I spend hours having to read scripts, you know, dig into what would characters wear, if it's a timepiece. It's just a whole different ball game. But we're on movie number 11 now.
Oh, wow. So you must have got the formula right.
I got it. But a lot of the formula came from me being humble. It came from me being humble, just always willing to learn. And so that very first movie, I was super just grateful for the actors that was on set with us, because they grabbed my hand and was like, okay, let me show you what the other costume designers do. And let me show you this and let me show you that. And so with natural born talent, along with the hands, the nuggets, and just all of the advice and the fashion mentors that I had in my head, I was able to grasp it really, really quick. And so now, it's been a blessing. And so my movie resume is growing, honey. I'm excited.
That is awesome. So do we have another Ruth Carter from Black Panther on our hands?
Listen, I was so excited when she won. I was literally in tears because she's such an inspiration. And I actually took a class from her. She teaches a costume designing class. She teaches it, this was probably about 3 years ago. We go to the Black Film Festival in Miami every year, which that's the film festival where they showcase all of the independent filmmakers' films. And so she's always there. And she teaches workshops, you know, during that time. And so I was in there with my pen and paper. I know.
Right.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Ready. I love it.
Absolutely.
So tell us what Hush Boutique has evolved into now for you,
goodness.
and how you are going about selecting the items that you do sell. Tell us about that. And then I want to talk to you more about your segment on the news.
Okay, so Hush Boutique has come a long way. I first started, like I said, it's been in business for 18 years. For the first 2 years, about the first 3 years, we were mobile. And then around year number 4, I birthed the website lovehushboutique.com, because I realized that I can't be in every state everywhere. Okay.
Right.
I can't. And so the demand was just getting out of control. It was like, everybody's like, come to North Carolina, you know, come to Richmond, come to this place, come to that place. And so the website came about, in the first couple of years, I will be completely honest with you guys, because I always like to be honest with entrepreneurs and tell them that this, you know, it looks glorious, it looks glamorous at the end, but it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So you guys, listen, the evolution of Hush is just it's just going and going and going. And so I love what it's evolving into. So we started out, again, like I said before, we started out where the first 2 or 3 years we were a mobile boutique, just servicing all of the young ladies up and down the East Coast. doing shopping parties, hotel visits, personal visits, birthday parties. We was doing everything. And so literally after that, we birthed lovehushboutique.com. And it's been going strong for the last, I think the website is now 15 years old.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's amazing. And so typically, I will tell you guys, we typically have at least 100 orders a day. And so the girls are here shipping all day long. And it's so much fun. I love what it's evolving into now, though, because usually I'm just used to posting items on, we advertise on social media. Obviously, my Instagram, my Facebook, Twitter. And so lately, since, of course, the pandemic hit, we're like, okay, now what? We've got to figure something else out, because I was used to the showroom being open as well. And so when we had to close the showroom, just like all of us entrepreneurs out there, we had to figure this thing out. Like, how are we going to pivot during the pandemic? And so I started doing Instagram lives, which it was just a fashion segment live on Instagram. And so it turned into a big hit. The ladies feel like it's like a whole shopping party. And so usually I go live once a week, typically on Saturdays or Sundays. And so I kind of showcase all of my new items. I try it on, tell people how it's going to fit. And it's like a big old girls' night out, in the closet type of shopping party. And so after that, of course, the sales go crazy when I get off of live. And so that's what the boutique has been up to lately.
Wow, that's gotta be fascinating to watch yourself develop and to watch your boutique develop and keep up with all of the changes and all of the trends. What would you say is the biggest thing? Is that your roadmap to success, that you are continuing to evolve and you're keeping up? You said your website was 15 years old, so you came in on the cusp of everybody in businesses developing websites where that wasn't so trendy, and you've stayed with it. And I assume you ship all over the world. And so it's not an issue for you. So with the evolution of that, what is the biggest thing that keeps Hush Boutique alive?
Staying relevant, just never being afraid to change when things change, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's shopping trends, whether it's, I will tell you, one of the biggest changes during my tenure here has been when fast fashion came about. And so fast fashion is basically when the Zaras of the world came about, H&Ms and all of those stores. And so I can remember about 10 years ago, ladies, you couldn't find like the trendy, you couldn't find those items for like $30 and $40. Now all the stores are mass producing these, iconic fashion pieces. They're remaking fashion pieces that, you see come down the runway. And so they call it fast fashion. And so I had to say, okay, well, wait a minute now. A long time ago, ladies were paying $70, $80 for a cute shirt. Now for $70, $80, you want 2 or 3 shirts,
Right.
Go into Zara and, you can get a couple outfits, for that. So, and so I've had to evolve with the way that I shop. And so you cannot get stuck. You can't get stuck and say it's your way, because it's not. And so you have to stay with the fashion trends. You have to stay with the retail trends. And so you've got to be on the cusp of both ends, not just the fashion, but as well as business, whether it is, we now had to start doing curbside, Amazon has come along and changed the entire retail game, entire retail game. And so I don't know any store out here who hasn't had to adjust to the way of the Amazon world. I mean, people are now getting used to getting packages on Sundays. We never could get a package on a Sunday, 10 years ago.
Right.
And so Hush Boutique has had to offer free shipping to stay competitive. We've had to do a lot of things to just stay competitive in the way of the world, because people do have a choice on where they shop. And so you cannot be blind to that in business. And so you've got to stay current with the trends, and you gotta forever stay learning. And one other thing I always do is I always keep young people around me, okay?
Right. Stay innovative.
Girl, listen, I got me a team of youngins because they know how to do the Snapchat and they know how to do the TikTok and all of that stuff. And so you can never get old in fashion. You gotta stay relevant. Okay, 2021. What does that look like for Hush Boutique? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited, you guys, because every day I'm just like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And so that's one thing in business is that you have to stay passionate about your business. Your passion comes out, in what you deliver to the world. And so I get so many messages on Instagram, whether it's emails, and women are like, oh my God, I love your energy. Like, I just love what you bring to the table. This is why I love to shop with you. And so I am looking forward to just expanding in the way I just dropped a kids line 2 days ago. And so it's a mommy and me collection with, all of these fly jean jackets that we have. Well, our daughters, the swag has got to match. And so I just dropped a kids line. And so I'm just expanding in that area. I am looking now. I just told my husband the other night, I said, honey, we're outgrowing this spot. I said, I need to get a warehouse. And so I am looking to be, my goal for Hush Boutique is to be a huge online retailer, larger than I am now, so large that I need a whole nother building. I need big staff. So where I am on to right now.
Right. Well, we know you'll get there. You've persevered, so I'm sure you'll get there. Tell us what we need in our vacation travel bags this year.
Oh my goodness. I should have bought something in here. Oh, yes. Okay. So no, what I just got off of vacation. I'm going to tell you my 5 things that I had to have in my bag. Okay. One was a hat that said, I had a straw hat that said good vibes only. Okay. You can find that on my website, lovehushboutique.com. I have them in all of the little cute sayings, privacy on, on vacay, like leave me alone.
Right.
You need a straw hat. Okay. You need a straw hat so you can lay poolside or you can lay on the beach, one or the other.
Okay.
You got to make sure that you have a cardigan duster, which is just a simple cardigan, You can either dress that up or down. I literally wore mine to the pool during the day, and then I turned it into an outfit for dinner at night. Okay. So dusters and cardigans are so important. Number 3, I would say, is a fly jean jacket. Okay, you gotta have a denim jacket. See, like this one right here.
Right.
No, this one is good because, yes, okay. You got a poplar. Okay, I like how it curves. I like it.
You like that?
I love it. Yes, I don't care. Listen, I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you gotta have you a denim jacket because it serves so many purposes. And I am big on multifunctional pieces. I'm big on, I call them two-furs. Right. You can literally wear them anywhere. Even though it's summer, ladies, we got to make sure that, of course, when we're traveling, it's always cold on the airplanes. It's always cold in the restaurants, at night. It's always cold when you're on date night and you're going to the movies. And so you need that jean jacket. And so I literally have a bunch of jean jackets in my, closet, plain ones. I got cute ones, all of those. And so jean jackets are a good staple piece to have in your closet as well. Okay. And I think number 4, since we're coming off of, I call them the pandemic pickups. Right. You need to have a good pair of fly sneakers. Listen, sneakers are so in right now.
I love it. That's my latest craze. I was a high heel girls only. Every step I took, the pandemic took over, and it was like, I don't even need heels.
No, and not only that, we don't know how to walk in them anymore.
Right.
We're so lost. And so, so tennis shoes are so in right now. And so I will tell you, I know we just got finished talking about businesses having to transition, with what's trending. But right now, a lot of the designers lost a lot of money in the beginning of the pandemic because they had to sit on that spring. Remember, the pandemic started around March or so last 2020. And so they had to sit on a lot of those spring high heels, and people weren't buying them anymore. And so you were able to catch them on sale, you know, whatever. But people, they literally had to transition the high heels, not completely out, but not so much. And they had to start designing fly sneakers. And so a lot of the designers started moving towards cute sneakers and comfy shoes to accommodate what was happening in the world. And so that's what we have to do in business as well. And so sneakers are here to stay, honey.
Right. So who are some of your favorite sneaker designers whose programs evolve? Who are some of your favorite? Who are you rocking?
I literally love Steve Madden. I'm a Steve Madden girl, okay? And I know people are like, oh my God. Some people, Steve Madden has a love and hate relationship, you guys. Let me just tell you, I don't know if you guys know his story, but some people not really liking him because they feel like he copies a lot of the designers. I don't think so. I think all fashion is copied in some sort of sense. It's all inspired from somewhere. And so a lot of the runway looks that you see, you can find similar looks in Zara, H&M, Target, you know, everybody, you know, obviously we all want to stay trendy. We all want to be in style. And so a lot of these designers, the lower end designers, what they do is the fast fashion, they go and they get their looks from the runways and they're inspired to design for the modern day, everyday girl, which I love it. You know, I'll buy me a Chanel bag, but I want to rock a pair of Steve Maddens because they're trendy. And so I don't want to spend $1,500 on a pair of shoes every week. It's not going to happen. So yeah, I'm a lover of Steve Madden, especially for trendy items, because there's a time to splurge and there's a time to save.
Right. So what do you recommend the everyday girl keeps in her wardrobe? What are staple pieces that we all should have?
Blazers, a good blazer. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A good
Does it need to be black?
No. It does not have to be black. Ladies, we are trading in. This is one of the things I just told my viewers last week on Fox 5, 2 things that we're trading in from the pandemic. We're going from heels to sneakers, okay? And we're going from black to color this summer, okay?
I love color, yes.
Yeah, so I would say blazers is a staple piece to have in your closet. Obviously, a pair of white and black skinny jeans. They go a long way, okay? A long way. Have you some graphic t-shirts in your closet? Those are staple pieces. Like whenever you guys are saying, I don't have anything to wear, just throw on a blazer, put a tank under it, put your white skinny jeans on, voila, you're done.
All right. That's wonderful. Thank you. Your love affair with fashion is inspiring to us all, and you have truly delighted us. What about your NBC5 Fashion Tips Weekly? Tell us about that segment a little bit.
Okay, so here in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, you can find me on Fox 5 DC. Usually, I don't have a set time, but usually I'm on there twice a month, and I kind of get to pick my topics. The last topic was about spring colors and trends. And then you also can catch it on fox5dc.com. You can actually go back and watch some of the segments. All the segments are uploaded on YouTube. So if you just go and search my name, Tam Hush Lee, fashion segments, all of them will come up with all of these different topics. And so I have a great time on air talking about fashion. As you guys can see, I am totally passionate about it.
You are. And I forgot to ask you, give us the summer color. What is our go-to summer color?
The go-to summer color is the mint color. Mint is so in. Lavender is in. The pastel, it's like a sorbet of pastel colors. And so we got the mint first, then you got your lavender, then you got your peach and your soft yellows. And then on the other end of the hue, you have your pops of color, your bold yellows, your bold pinks, your bold blues. And so, but mostly you will see pastel lights, lavenders, you'll see those in the storefronts of I don't care whether you're at Saks Fifth Avenue or whether you're at Target. That's what you're going to see in the window.
Okay, looking forward to it. And last but not least, let's talk to us about your work with the Potomac Housewives. How you landed that, what you're doing, which one are you working with, or are you working with all of them? And really, what's up?
Yeah, listen, I have so much fun working with them. Oh, so well, let me tell you how it got started.
Okay.
We just filmed a movie. It's actually a Christmas movie for BET that's coming out in late November this year, 2021. It'll be coming out there. It's in its editing stages, but we filmed it during the pandemic. And Candace from the Housewives of Potomac and Gazelle, they were both characters in the movie. Okay. And so the relationship started there. But how many of you guys know when they came on the movie set into my wardrobe trailer, I have this amazing wardrobe trailer just full of so much girly stuff, from hats to clothes and shoes. And so typically that's where I do all of my actor fittings at. And they fell in love with me. They fell in love with the clothes, and the relationship just started. And it just, they're just like, oh my God, I gotta call you. I need this, I need that. And so shortly after we filmed, I got a call from the Housewives to say that they wanted to film. And so they actually filmed right here in this room. So you guys are going to see this black and white wall on the Housewives this season. So I'm super excited to be working with Gazelle on the show.
Okay. Now, is Gazelle what Gazelle is on the show, or is Gazelle different? I got to get the tea. We need the Texas tea on Gazelle.
Listen, the Texas tea that is Gazelle all the way. And I literally, absolutely, she will give it to you straight. I love it. First of all, she's beautiful. Right. I mean, beautiful.
So she is just as pretty in person as she is on camera.
Yes, she don't even need no glam squad. She comes in the door like just beautiful. She's really beautiful. And I love her because when I first met her, and I've met a lot of actors, a lot of actresses, and some of them, you're like, okay, I don't want to ever work with them again.
Right, don't care to be in their presence.
I'm a lover of good energy. It's not about money for me. I want to spread good energy all over. And so there are some actors that come on set and you're like, okay, what is happening right now? But no, she was definitely a breath of fresh air. And so literally when we first met, it was an instant love affair. She's like, I love you, you love me, and we're going to work together. And so, no, she's definitely a ball of good energy. And she's really super sweet. And again, just drop dead beautiful. And so I'm like, wait a minute, you are gorgeous, girl. I can put all types of things on you. And so, she's super fun, but she will give it to you straight, though.
Okay, so that's who she is. Well, Thank you for pouring the Texas tea on that. And I know we could go on and on forever about the subject of fashion, but let our audience know how they can get in touch with you and shop at Hush Boutique.
Yes, so you guys gotta follow me on Instagram at Boutique Hush. Yes, just like Hush, like be quiet, Hush. You guys see it in the back. Boutique Hush on Instagram. You can shop with me at lovehushboutique.com. And if you want to learn from me, if you guys want to open up a boutique, and if you're ready to start grinding and get into that fashion industry, then you can learn from me. I also teach a class. It's taught once a year. It's called Build a Boutique with Tam Lee. And so it's a 6-week course. And so I have a lot of mentees, I call them my boutique babies, that are up under me and that too. So it's always to stay connected with me.
Right. That is awesome. Before we go, I want to present you with our sugar box. Travion Davenport, my co-author, and myself, we wrote a book. It's called Sugar Mama.
Oh, yay. I love the name already.
Thank you. We're putting a book in. We've got a bookmark so you can keep up with the saga. We've got a mask, a face mask in case you still need that. We've got a Sugar Mama wine glass so you can sip your favorite cocktail while getting Olive Sugar's tea.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I can't wait to get it.
Okay, thank you. That concludes this episode of Big Texas Bossin. I hope you all got the tea and really enjoyed it. You can follow us on all of our social medias at Big Texas Bossin, BOSSIN, and follow us on our website, www.bigtexasbossin.com. Y'all come back now.